CRTD showcasing its bull thrust. Let's go ahead and find out exactly what's going to happen for the next sessions. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again on this fine Thursday night. This is ARCa coming at you with a CRTD technicals, raw price action, and some statistical thread of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCab. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right into the charts. Okay, so we are looking at CRTD here on the 4-hour chart, and this is the supply and demand chart that we have previously drawn. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is just because we were able to identify several areas before a bounce can happen. Unfortunately, that bounce actually happened a little bit lower than what we thought, but if we move on to the following charts, you will see that the downside here was not random, and it actually was expected. I know I haven't covered CRTD for a couple weeks now, but it does look like it's following the implied path. It's actually funny to see the implied path that I can draw. You know, we have that test up here. We actually drew it. This was the last time I covered it, which was on December 2nd, it looks like. We are on December 15th. So I did say to everybody that we could potentially move to the upside and test our resistance from the ascending channel that we were riding. And as you can see, we did get that test, and we did capitulate to the downside, and now we have recovered. So it's interesting to see these drawings, you know, after the fact. But we have recovered that demand zone and have since converted the new have since converted the range into a support. Okay, so this is very good news for the CRTD asset. So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart and see what we have. Okay, so in this particular chart, this was the statistical analysis. But before we touch on the statistics, we actually did catch a broadening descending wedge, which is usually a bullish statement from the asset itself. And as you can see, right on this metric right here, which was actually November 22nd, we did catch the potential of a downside based on a back test that involves volatility versus momentum. So in this case, this is volatility represented by this indicator BBWP, and this is momentum here represented by stochastic momentum, which is actually proprietary to TradingView software, which, by the way, there's a link in the description below if you want to trade like me, if you want to share some charts, if you want to do whatever. It'll actually, since I'm actually accepted as an affiliate to TradingView now, it would actually help me out if you did sign up with the link below. But yes, anyway, that's entirely beside the point. And the downside capitulation that we actually from the backtest results, that downside was actually expected to be about a 38% move to the downside, of which was met on November 28th, and it actually surpassed it, and now we're just hovering right around that area from the statistical drawback. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this, the statistics, is because we are actually retracing from that critical volatility zone that I consider to be anything above this 90% line here. So anything within the 90 percentile is critical volatility or at it. So we're starting a contraction phase, and we may actually start another expansion phase that actually consists of a move to the upside in particular. So in this case, we're on the daily chart here, and as you can see, momentum is starting to pivot towards the upside. And if I have to be clear with you and very honest, I have back-tested momentum, actually this indicator in particular, stochastic momentum. I have back-tested this in several tickers, and I have gotten an average read of about 75 to 91% accuracy in guessing the asset's direction. So it's definitely considerable. So it's not perfect, but I mean the odds are pretty great. Okay, so another reason why I'm mentioning this is now that actually I did mention that reason. Yeah, so that's the primary reason. It's just that we're starting to get this expansion phase starting on momentum, and the potential of expansion phase also beginning with volatility. So you can actually tell based on this metric here, so which is the volatility component is this spectrum line, and the moving average is the pink line. Okay, so let's go ahead and now move on to the next chart, as we have some more validations to go over before an upside continuation. So on our prior thread of analysis, we did catch several drives of regular bullish divergence, which actually happens when the price action is making a series of lower lows and the RSI or momentum is making a series of higher lows. So in this case, this is the iteration here. Okay, so divergence is usually the opposition of price action versus momentum, and momentum in this case represented by this indicator RSI, Relative Strength Index. So for the new viewers and new listeners and people who are still learning, the pink line represents a 14-day moving average for the RSI, which is standard to any RSI, and the purple line is actually the RSI signal itself. So now you can see here that we have caught several drives of regular bullish divergence. In this case, since the drives are actually going through price action in order to get from point A to point B, this signifies them as phantom drives. So you are looking at primary at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 drives of primary drives, actually a phantom regular bullish divergence. So this was on this iteration here, but since we actually came back up and now made a sense of please don't take this with any actual meanings, but since we came back here and made that type of a double bottom here, but I don't believe in that formation too much, okay, please. So I'm talking about on momentum, okay? So we're talking about this double bottom being formed on momentum here. We can actually start moving our drives of phantom bullish divergence right over to this next zone, okay? So I'm not going to do all of them. I just wanted to give you that example. And as you can see, those drives are actually now at play, and they are very freshly brewed. Okay, so now let's go ahead and open up a multi-pane so that we can gauge a deeper understanding or an edge for direction in the immediate short-term time frame. So let's just go ahead and pull these a little bit back and expand this one here and make it the 30 minutes. So we're going to start off with the immediate short-term 30-minute time frame RSI. Oh yeah, one more thing for the new viewers and well, just the new viewers actually, I'm going to show you my RSI properties. So please focus in on these 4 zones as they're actually a representation of these 4 zones here on my RSI. Okay, so the immediate short-term time frame is actually presenting a type of linear regression here. So it is pivoted straight to the upside. It's looking very good, and also, the moving average represented by the pink line, if you do remember me mentioning, is still pivoted towards the upside. The particular area that we're sitting on right now is well within the grips of the bull strength percentile, which is right up here, and the upside suggestion is considerable. Okay, so now let's go ahead and move on to the bi-hourly chart. So this is the bi-hourly RSI, and it's still suggesting an aggressive upside. The moving average is now starting to pitch to the upside, and this is now at the junction between bull weakness and bull strength, suggesting a continuation to the upside. Whenever we are in these deep areas or shallow areas of the prior zones or opposing zones, the gravitational pull to the opposing or prior zone is likely. So in this case, we are primed to enter the bull strength percentile. So this is actually still facing some more upside for CRTD. Okay, so the 6-hour RSI has actually made a bullish cross above the moving average, and it's suggesting a very considerable upside. So this is an aggressive upside suggestion. So we are more than likely now, since seeing the 6-hour chart, we are more than likely going to see a green day up to the mid-session tomorrow. So let's go ahead and verify exactly what the daily time frame is, as that will eventually give us clarity for the following days, including tomorrow and session. Okay, so the daily time frame is also on a bullish path. It has recently made a cross above the moving average, and it's now approaching the very shallow areas of the bear weakness percentile, which, if you remember, whenever we're in these shallow areas, the gravitational pull to the opposing zone is very likely. So in this case, the upside pivot is very aggressive. Let's look at the buy daily. Buy daily is suggesting a continuation onto the upside, approach now well within that weakness, the shallow area of the bear weakness percentile. This is likely to be gravitated right into that bull weakness percentile. Let's look at the 3-day. So the 3-day is suggesting upside as well. So I am looking at Wow, so the 5 day is actually now using the moving average as a form of support before continuing on to the upside. So what I am looking at here is actually a multi-day upside for CRTD. Now, where could it actually land though? Where can it go? That's the real question. So let's go ahead and actually take a Fibonacci retracement from the current swing high to the overall swing low, which is right down at about 41 cents, 41.19. The swing high being 71.79, which is a massive thrust to the upside thus far. Okay, so knowing that we did have the ascending channel above us, there could be a potential stop there. But please know that we do have a few areas of interest here. Now let's pull up some simple moving averages to see what we have, and we're actually going to get rid of our little third grade drawing here. So okay, so yes, this is actually what I was about to say. We do have a range of resistance between the one spot 272 at 80 cents, and the one spot 618 at 90.70. So 80 to 91 cents could likely be an area of resistance for us to use in the immediate short term, for at least the next trading day for sure. If we do surpass that one spot 618 at 90.70, which by the way, the one spot 272 and the one spot 618 have confluence directly with the 200-day simple moving average and the 50-day simple moving average. So this area is highly likely to play as a form of resistance before coming back down and testing our demand zone as a form of support before continuing on to the upside. So some upside thrust is definitely in the cards, and I can see that being potentially at the one spot 618 at 90.91 cents, with a potential wick up to the 2 fib at about $1.02 before facing before facing a temporary pullback. Okay, so in this case, I do see some pretty good bullish action coming in for CRTD. My apologies for not getting to your request as fast as I would like to. It's just lots of requests are coming in, and I would like to give everybody a fair shot at their ticker of choice, right? So please know that I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment. I need you to do your own DD, and everything will be just fine. Okay, you guys? If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out. Although it takes me some time now to reply back to everybody, I, however, try my best to really try and get to everyone, because I know everybody has to express their concerns and express whatever else. But please know that I would love to hear from you, and I would love to reply to your concerns or questions. Okay, I'll make sure to leave the links in the description below for you to consider joining the ARCa trading community, and also the TradingView affiliate link down there if you would like to start an account, as it does help me out. Okay, you guys, but with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.